good, YouTube? This is your boy Elder Sage coming at you with another video. Now this is going to be a Wi-Fi battle, and it's kind of has a little theme to it, which is UU versus OU. I was just using UU mons. I didn't care who I battled, so that's pretty much what this is. So I started off right off the bat with the Azelf, and that's mostly because I just wanted to get off some rocks because, yeah, just to get some rocks up, because it doesn't really, him staying alive is not really, it doesn't matter to me. But since I saw this for Emoza, I kind of didn't really want to waste that much HP because I saw Venusaur. So I just sent out my sponge, took some rocky helmet damage. It was a crit, which sucks, but that's what you have Regenerator for. So right now I can see he has the Life Orb, so I'm pretty much wearing him down, or I'm going to be wearing him down pretty easily, because Pheromosa can't really do anything to like some really bulky mons with rocky helmet. So right here he sent this out, and I was thinking I could switch into my my grass type, but I kind of didn't want to risk it, so I was thinking maybe he might do like electric or poison. So I just sent out Nidoking, and he revealed the U-turn, and I knew, okay, it would have been a very bad idea if I sent in my grass type, which I kind of forgot the name. Sheesh, I'm gonna just call it by its name, which is Don't Need Love, and the other one is I'm the GOAT. So okay, so he brings this out. I knew he was gonna probably switch, so I decided to switch too, because I didn't want to take anything, and I brought back in my fish, and I took an Ice Beam. It really didn't do much, even though I'm not especially bulky at all. So at this point I decided, I'm not really too sure what I decided. I think I decided to go for the Wish, because that was my plan this match a lot. That like I have to do a Wish before I switch, because the kind of damage I might take from these mons could be pretty devastating. But actually no, I did go for Protect, but I think here's where I do go for the Wish, because OU mons, they could really do a lot of devastating damage. I mean, I guess that's why they're called OU. But yeah, I'm also figuring out that my mon is really caused a lot of trouble for a bunch of his things. Like I think he pretty much walls Lando, Tapu Fini, and Pheromosa, so it was kind of it wasn't pretty good. But yeah, Venusaur, this was like my biggest issue, because Venusaur is such a terrible tank. So at this point I did do it was actually an accidental prediction. I didn't really think he was going to go to Venusaur, but then when I switched this in, I just wanted to at that point I was like, whatever, let me just stay in and do something, because I didn't really want to just waste it. So I did set up the rocks right there, and I was thinking like maybe Lando, he could do something crazy to me. I knew Lando's a lot of times they carry U-turn, so it would be kind of unwise to just switch in my my grass type, because I may end up just losing it for no reason. So he set up his rocks, and that was fine by me. Like I know I didn't want him up because I had a Zelf, but at that point I was just kind of thinking that I don't really need a Sash, because there's not really any Lumen threats. And I mean, I guess they can all become a threat, but at that point it wasn't looking too bad for me, so I was just kind of indifferent about it. So my Toxic right there, I think he predicted that pretty nicely, and he brought in the field. So this match, what really was going on is I was playing on the defensive for a long time, and all I wanted was like one good switch into one of my wall breakers, like maybe Nidoking or something like Infernape, so I can actually start doing some damage. Like at this point I'm just wearing down these mons, which is always a good thing to do, but it's just annoying. So right here I went for the Wish, and I decided to switch anyways, because whatever he decided to do, I was just gonna be like, screw it, let me take it. So I sent in a Nidoking, thinking he might use a Thunderbolt, but he used Hidden Power, and I have no idea which Hidden Power this is. I don't know if it's, oh, you see that damage, right? Lives on 4 HP. I was very surprised. I was like, damn, that's it for my Nidoking. But he stayed, and I was like, I'm just going to just use anything, because at this point it kind of doesn't matter if I get KO'd or something. So I decided to just stay in and just fire up like whatever I can. which a lot of times is your best move, like just going against predictions. But I mean, sometimes it might not work out because they might just say, I don't really care about this mod, but you don't know. And I'm max special, I'm like jolly nature, so I didn't really, I knew I might outspeed it unless it was a scarfed Lando, so I stayed in, and I was so thankful that it wasn't a scarf Lando or something like max speed Lando, because those offensive ones are really such a pain. So then now he brings out the Hoopa, and Hoopa does like ridiculous damage, but he decided to use a focus blast, probably thinking I would switch, which was pretty bad because if he used a dark pulse, I could have got wrecked. Or even if he used psychic, because I don't really have any dark types. I don't know. He was just probably like over predicting, and in the end he was scarfed and it didn't play out too well. I did to get the crit, which I do think matters because it's really bulky, but then again I do have a scarfed Infernape, so he could have easily took care of that with a U-turn. So right here we go with the blah blah blah, and I'm thinking at this point he might think like, yo, I don't want to lose it, but I stayed in, and he decided, damn, he over predicted like 3 times in a row. You turned out, I survived, and I was like, damn, Nidoking is really being the GOAT right now. And I just fired off a Sludge Wave because I didn't care. And Nidoking, what do we call it, Venusaur, I was always worried about it this match because all I've been thinking about is just how much of a pain when it megas it actually does. Like, it's so bulky, it's so hard to 2-hit KO it, especially since like its super effective moves are essentially not that super effective. It's ridiculous. But anyways, yeah, you have to hit it for super effective, or you need to hit it with a boosted attack. Like weak little 300 base power moves, it's not moves, stats, it's not gonna work. Well, not base, but you guys know what I mean. So anyways, he was sent out to Fermosa, and at this point I knew I was just about to get bodied, but I kind of didn't really want to just lose any differential, even though this is just for fun. So I did send in I sent out my little fish and decided to soak up the damage, Ice Beam again, because at that point you might as well just use whatever you can. Because honestly, not a lot of people switch once they do have like and right there I do figure out it's not a choice item. I'm so stupid because I thought it was choice all this time, but then I was looking at the replay and I'm seeing all the health loss, and it was just making me feel really stupid. So here comes a Tapu Koko, and I think here's when I decided to go to my I wanted to give the queen some plays, so I sent off the wish and I was like, time to alley-oop it. So I tossed on the baton to Don't Need Love. It's Serena. It's really cute. Like, it has like a little, like, I don't know, it got some swag onto it. So he decided to use Thunderbolt. It still did a lot of damage. Like, any Thunderbolts from Tapu Koko is going to do a lot of damage, but it took it really well, so I'm glad for that. Because I mean, I did put in some special defensive investment because I know a lot of fire types, and fire and ice moves are mostly special moves like hidden powers and stuff like that. So right here I just went for the rapid spin because I wanted myself to, if it came in, to feel good, have his sash still intact, but it wasn't really that important at this point. I just knew that whoever was going to come in was going to take like a big blow, because I was just going to, and yeah, you see a crit right there with whatever, but it doesn't matter because Tapu Fini deserves crits. It's really such an annoying Pokemon. Like, it's a nightmare if you're not prepared. But I'm just really thankful that it doesn't have recovery, because if Tapu Fini had recovery, it would just be busted. But anyways, it decides to do that. I just went for the Trope Kick because I mean, it's super effective and it lowers attack. So, and right there it was a crit, but I'm pretty sure that was an unnecessary crit, because even if it regardless if it hit or not, it would have still been a 2-hit KO, so it wasn't really that important, even if somebody claimed it was. But anyways, I decided to, I'm not really too sure what I did at this point. Yeah, I don't know if I switched. No, I think I did go for the trope kick at this point. Let's find out. No, I did switch. Okay, because I didn't really, like again, as I was saying, I wanted to conserve my mons, and I also thought he was gonna switch, so that was a bit over predicting on my part, but I also didn't want to deal with what would come next. So right here I was thinking like, yo, I got this game in the bag, so it's time to unleash like my Z move, which is like a dark type move. And I was just kind of thinking, I'm like, yo, this is gonna be lit, and I went for my Darkinium Z move. It looks pretty sick though. Like Fish Sharp overall looks like it looks like a dope Pokemon, like a really cool design, everything. Hit the nail on that one, and that animation was nice. And it survived. I was super salty about that. I was like, how do I use this huge Z move and you still survive? It was whatever though. So, but I think later on you'll see the comparison to how bulky Feeny is versus Coco, because I use a Z powered move. It takes just that amount. And I can tell you right now, I use Sucker Punch on top of Coco, and it does like, I think it does a huge chunk of damage. If I use my Z move on it, I'm pretty confident I would have definitely knocked it out. That would have been some serious damage. So right here, go for the Sucker Punch, and that did a lot of damage. For a resisted hit, that's ridiculous. But yeah, he takes me out, which is not that important because he can't sweep my whole team. So I bring out the Scarfer, and it was basically time to clean up. Like, I'm just straight up going for the Flare Blitz, and that's really all I need. Nothing really fancy about to go on the Pheromosa. And here's also where you find out Pheromosa is really fast, because I think I'm max speed and Choice Scarf, and it still outspeeds me. Like, that's crazy. This Pokemon is really, it could be devastating if you're not prepared for it, but it is also kind of weak to, it's kind of easy to check by certain mons, like they hard wall it, but if you're not prepared, you're really going to get ran through. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that battle, the little UU versus OU. I enjoyed it, so hope y'all did too. Anyways, it's your boy Elder Sage, and I'm gonna come back at you with a new league battle really soon, so just look out for it, and we out.